Hey frag heads and fragrance lovers, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel. I really do appreciate you popping in today, and we're going to be talking about Black Hashish from the house of Artolfatto. So let's jump into this fragrance. It's a beauty, and I've been saving up for this one. I've been wanting it for a very long time, and it's a special fragrance to me. So first off, this fragrance is nothing like you've experienced before. It's not like a lot of other fragrances. It's kind of unusual. It's a coffee fragrance, a tobacco fragrance, a hashish, which you'll probably know, Middle Eastern cannabis fragrance, and it has oud, and it has gray amber and ambergris, if I remember right. So it's a really complex fragrance. It's kind of unusual. Certainly Middle Eastern vibes going on here. I call this a Middle Eastern gentleman's fragrance. Maybe a little bit of a rugged, maybe a little bit of a dark, mysterious type of gentleman. This fragrance is a little bit dry. The oud does come off as a little bit medicinal, but so it's not a big player. I wanted to get rid of that idea really fast. The oud here is a little bit medicinal. It's a little bit dry, but it doesn't take a bit. It's not a big aspect of the fragrance. It doesn't dominate it. This is not really a oud fragrance. This is all about the hashish, but that's the real big player in this fragrance. The coffee and the tobacco are supporting notes. To me, the coffee is more of a black coffee, perhaps not completely black, maybe, but almost there. It's a little bit grainy. If you've ever smelled the coffee rinds after you've used them, this is more of like a really, dark, almost black. And once you get that coffee black, it loses a lot of that natural aroma, and it has like a deeper taste to it, but doesn't really have a lot of that coffee aroma. So the coffee's not dominating here. Coffee tends, in my opinion, to dominate fragrances, and it's definitely more of a supporting note. To me, the tobacco here comes off as refined. It's also a little bit dark, but almost comes off as like a leathery tobacco. It's certainly dried tobacco. It's not green, leafy, or moist tobacco. It's not the tobacco flower, which sometimes is used in perfumery as well. This is a tobacco leaf, and it's dried, and it's really nice and robust. But again, this fragrance is so well blended, it's hard to pick out the notes. This fragrance is a masterpiece overall, in my opinion. Very well done. Dark, mysterious, complex, a little bit dry, and of course, this is Middle Eastern again, guys. This is not going to be a big compliment getter. This is not going to be for everybody, but it's unique and it's special, and it's a great value for a couple of reasons. I want to talk about that later in the video at the end, but I do have to say that I love this fragrance. It's a fragrance that I've saved for. It's one of the few fragrances I had to have in my collection, and it's worth the money in my opinion. So if this sounds exciting to you, maybe you are a Middle Eastern gentleman, maybe you are a gentleman who likes more refined fragrances and perhaps a little bit more exotic fragrances, you might really enjoy this one. It's quite an exciting juice. So performance wise, another reason why I like this fragrance so much. It's really, really nice. It gives me 2 plus 2 days, performance, or if not more. Projection wise, this is definitely a 12-hour fragrance. This will get you more than a day's worth. You don't have to worry about performance. You actually might want to be careful on the trigger with this one, but it's not a projection beast. They actually, describe this fragrance in their description that it's supposed to be alluring, that's supposed to give you an aura and a feel. It's not a projection beast, but it has a really nice presence. So sillage is quite good on this one, and the performance is very, very dependable. And again, you're getting darker notes here: coffees, tobaccos, ouds, ambers. These are all rich, heavier notes. So that leads to great performance of this fragrance. On clothes, this one will stick on clothes. This one has performance just as good as, I would say, are comparable, and how it feels and how it transitions to kind of like a really strong Mansara fragrance, like Mansara's red tobacco. It doesn't smell like it, but it'll definitely give you outstanding performance. So compliment factor wise, this is not a big compliment getter. It's not a daring fragrance as much as it sounds. It's rather well blended. It is smoothed over as best as it can, but these notes are more rugged. And this fragrance does feel a little bit more of like a rugged gentleman. It's not an average man. It's not exactly a classy, gentleman, and who's really clean and pristine. It might be a little bit more of a rugged gentleman, maybe a little bit more of a mafia boss type of smell, or a little bit more of somebody who's dark and mysterious, and maybe has a troubled past. This is that kind of fragrance. It's really nice. It does have an air of sophistication in a way, but it's not exactly trying to be a classy fragrance. To me, in my opinion, this is more of a rugged, grown up, mature fragrance for a rugged man. And I actually have a big comparison in a second to talk about, which also kind of adds to how I feel about this fragrance. But compliments wise, I didn't get a lot of vocal compliments. People definitely paid attention and respected me, and this would be great dressed up, in a black or a gray suit. If you can pull off this look, Middle Eastern gentleman. I think, gentlemen, maybe perhaps a little bit older gentleman in Dubai or somebody like that, maybe a Turkish gentleman who likes his black coffee, perhaps would really like this fragrance. This is not for everybody. Again, this is not mass appealing. There's not a lot of sweetness. The gray amber is one of the reasons this fragrance actually lasts so long. The gray amber really keeps going on just about forever. It seems like it's never going to go away, but it does have a tiny bit of sweetness, but there's not really any sweetness to make this mass appealing, guys. This is not a Western fragrance. This is not a fragrance that even has the right amount of sweetness to a lot of Western noses to even make it appealing or mass appealing. So it's not. It's definitely on the Middle Eastern end. It's a little bit on the dry side. So, don't go blind buying this if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So my final thoughts with this fragrance, a really big point I wanted to make is that this fragrance reminds me of, Black Afgano by Nasamato. I think that this fragrance possibly could have been inspired by it. It's a different fragrance, a different composition. Not really sure if it's inspired by it at all, but I think that this fragrance has a similar vibe and has a similar smell, but it's not exactly the same. To me, Black Afghano is a little bit darker, it's a little bit heavier, it's a little bit almost earthier and almost soily. And that fragrance it's a beast mode fragrance. It projects even better than this, but they both have about the same longevity. And because this fragrance is a little bit more smooth and refined, and I think this one is a little bit more wearable. And also getting into the value of this fragrance, this is a full 100 mils for $165. It's not too easy to find. I'll link below where you can find this fragrance. Again, I paid for this one 100%. I'm not affiliated, but I do want to help you all out because this one's not easy to find. If you actually put this fragrance and search for it in the Google search bar, you won't be able to find it very easily on actually even where to find this fragrance or buy it. So really nice fragrance, more wearable than Black Afghano, has a lot of personality. A gentleman's fragrance through and through. It's unique, but I find it's a really good for the price, and it's also has a nice blend of our uniqueness and quality behind it, but also wearability. And I like when fragrances do that with the quality, and when they get up to that 150, maybe creeping up to 200. But I like things to be around 150, and sometimes I can save up for those, and this is one of those guys. It has awesome performance. It's unique, it's creative, it's a little bit more wearable, and it's around the $150 range. I think you're getting a good bang for your buck. Again, it's a 20% concentration. It's an extrait to parfum, high concentration here, guys, and outstanding juice. If you like this kind of stuff, it's really nice. If you aren't sure if that you like this type of smell with hashish, or if you think that's a very scary note, it is to some people, and I understand that. You might want to go for Mansara's Hindu Kush. It's a little bit more wearable. You can find it, certainly it's more affordable. You can find it on sale in the USA a lot easier, it's easier to find. You might want to go for that one. But if you like dark fragrances, if you like mysterious fragrances, if you want to step up your game, and this has some smokiness to it. If you're a smoky fragrance lover, I also think that you should check this one out. It's worth seeking out and giving a go. Anyways, guys, I want to wrap up this review. I don't want to waste your time, but I do appreciate you stopping by. Let me know in the comment section below, have you ever heard about this fragrance? I don't think everybody's heard about it. I think this house is kind of under the radar. I hear almost nobody talking about Artolfatto. And they seem to be doing a really good job over there, and hopefully maybe I'll be able to get the word out in the future with more of their fragrances. But so far, this is the one that really grabbed my attention, and I had to have it. I definitely had to buy it. So if you want to help out my channel, everybody, before I go, y'all know what to do down there below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and tell a friend. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Let me know what's one of your most unique fragrances in your collection. What's one of your favorite, unusual, creative type of fragrances in your collection? Of course, you don't have to like niche. I'll be showcasing some affordable designer fragrances in the future, but I did want to put this out there, and it's one of my new favorites. So thank y'all, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out, and bye.